I'm in quarantine with James and Dan from the South London-based NWOCR band Caine.
Hey,
good evening, guys.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
And you?
Now, thank you. Are you two both covered in tattoos, or do they stop by your t-shirt?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, they don't call them sleeves for no reason. So yeah, well, I want to know, first of all, when and how were you formed? Because you're quite a new band to me. So tell us all about how it started.
So I started Caine a year or two ago as a bit of a sort of side project and home project, and didn't really do a huge amount, a couple of shows, but it was a very different sounding band at the time. And then we kind of solidified the lineup and the sound that we've got now only September last year. So
it's very recent, really.
Yeah, so as a band, really, we've only been going since September. Our first show would have been beginning of November 2000.
Yeah.
And when was your last show?
November 2019.
When is your next show going to be? That's
wish we could tell you.
We are hoping that the world gets back to some sort of shows, and as soon as it does, you know, we're already hounding promoters to let us know as soon as they're booking, really.
Yeah, well, it's all up in the air at the moment, but you know, gigs are starting to take place, albeit socially distanced. So hopefully, you know, in time, we will get back to something that resembles a gig at some point.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
The difficulty we've got, you know, as a new band, we're still building our fan base. So a lot of the venues, when they're at reduced capacity, they've got to guarantee that capacity even more than they did beforehand. So for us, you know, we've not got a huge amount to offer, and so it's we're almost at the bottom of the pecking order a little bit. So you know, we're just pushing hard.
That's it. Well, there's nothing else you can do really apart from push hard, and you'll get there in the end, I'm sure. So I want to talk about your third single, which is your new single, the latest one, Another Light. So this dropped the end of August, about 28th of August.
Exactly.
28th of August, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the song.
Okay. Lyrically, it's so basically when I write, I don't necessarily write specifically about something that's happened to me or how I'm feeling at the time. So Another Light is more about sort of mental health and how you pretty much can get through it if you try. There's people around to help you, and there's a few people that it is actually about, but it's lyrically it's more so that everyone can you know, sort of get a feel for what it's about. They can relate to it. It's not about one specific thing, so yeah, it's open to interpretation. But I'm pretty sure, and I really hope that when people listen to the lyrics, they've gone through something that they can relate to from the story that's being told in the song.
So is it sort of a story of hope that will give people sort of strength if they've been through?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
that they're relating to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's, you know, I mean, I think sometime in everyone's lives, everyone's had a really, you know, not necessarily hit rock bottom, but they've had a pretty hard time. And I think when people listen to the lyrics to the song, they'll relate to that particular time they had in their lives. So yeah.
Okay. Now this song is quite outstanding in that it's been considered by the Recording Academy for Grammy nominations in 5 categories.
Yeah.
So I've got a list of those categories here: Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Metal Performance, Best Rock Song, and Producer of the Year. So you're one of the first unsigned and self-managed bands to be considered for a Grammy nomination within their first year of being formed. So that's one hell of an accolade. I mean,
it's crazy. It's mad.
How did this all come about?
We are very, very lucky to be working with a producer called Andy Brook. and he is an incredible guy. You know, he really helped us solidify the sound of the band, and he really is a fifth member of the band. And Andy has worked with Status Quo. He did Backbone with Quo, and that got him an invitation to be a member of the Recording Academy. And as a member of the Recording Academy, he is able to put bands forward that he's worked with, and without even telling us, he put us forward, and we ended up getting through the kind of majority of the process. And he kind of contacted us and said, "Oh, by the way, boys, you're being considered for a Grammy in 5 categories."
He didn't even tell us that he was entering it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, as you say, it's. I think there's only ever been one unsigned artist who was ever got a nomination. And they were a rap artist, so there certainly hasn't been any rock or metal bands that have sort of gotten this far and gotten this accolade. So we're shocked, but very very pleased and humbled by it.
Best metal performance nomination. So, given that you've not performed that much, which performance is this about? Was this a specific performance?
No, so the way the Grammys work is it is purely recording. So when they say best metal performance, it is they look at
live. Right.
No, they look at the musicianship on the recording and how well it's been performed by the band. So,
got it. Okay. So how, or rather, when will you know whether you've been nominated?
Early October.
Yeah, yeah.
Early October time.
So the members, the Grammy or the Recording Academy members, will now vote.
Right.
And you know, it's made up of big producers all around the world, and there's quite a criteria you've got to go through before you can become a member. So they've got their vote. I think that runs up until October 12th, and then should find out shortly after as to whether we've got a nomination in one of the 5 categories.
All right, or maybe more than one.
Or maybe more than one. You never know.
Okay. Well, for anybody that hasn't heard your single, it's described as the perfect alliance between nu metal and pop punk with a dirty London attitude. I do like that dirty London attitude bit, because that changes everything.
Sure. Yeah. I'd like it's not a lot of bands. Well, I say not a lot of bands do this, but I sing specifically in my accent. There's no other accent I sing in, and it really shows. You know, in every song I do, and in every song we write, and I think that's where I'm not sure who came up with that description, but that is a big part of it. I just use my accent, and there's obviously like little bits of grime and rap in there as well, and you know, so we've got the London feel, and
we all come from that kind of working class South London. We're all dirty Londoners, really. So you know, it fits, and we've got a great balance. You know, James is really into his pop punk. I'm really into my new metal.
Yeah.
So you've got that real clash of the two, and you know, we try and write big choruses that everyone's been used to for the last, you know, sort of 10 years with new music, but also have that fresh pop punk new metal London sound.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to hear more of that, because there's not so much of that going on at the moment.
No, we're writing a lot of stuff at the moment that's, I mean, in that, you know, very similar to Another Lie. It's like not obviously not like structurally, but we have that consistent sound at the moment. We've it's taken a while for us to find it. But yeah, we're excited for everyone to hear all the other stuff that we're writing at the moment.
Right. Now, you've played a slot at Breaking Bands Festival. So what else have you, where else have you played? Have you played at other festivals as well? Or did you have any planned for this year?
Yes, Breaking Bands was great for us. It was a time where the original singer that the lineup had left, and so had the bass player. And so, having the opportunity to do Breaking Bands, it was just me and Johnny, the drummer. And we didn't want to give up on that opportunity, so we got Nicky Smash from the Rocket Dolls to play bass for us, which was a bit different for him. And then we actually asked James to do the vocal stand-in as the vocalist.
I'd do it as long as I could rewrite the vocal parts and use my own vocal parts to the songs, and it worked out really, really well. Yeah, it was really exciting.
Yeah, totally. And we asked James to join the band that day, so that was kind of the first little journey that we had. And then we just spent some time after that, you know, with a new bass player and a new singer. We spent some time just really nailing that new sound. You know, with a new vocalist comes a new sound. And so we didn't want to water down what we had already done, and we didn't want to water down what we could do. So we just took the time out. This year was supposed to be a good year for us. You know, we've got some friends over in the States, and there was the possibility of going over to America and do a tour of the Southern States. We'd been talking to Ramblin' Man about doing a show with them. We were booked on some dates with the Rocket Dolls and their Art Disconnect tour, and you know, COVID got in the way, and that's fine. But it gave us the opportunity to write more material and really work on it. So
yeah, that's it. I mean, you know, obviously COVID has been bad for everyone and musicians. What do you have planned for next year then?
More of the same, really. You know, we're writing hard. We already have the next single recorded that we're able to release around about October time. We've already got the next 2 songs written and ready to go in the studio that we're going to have ready for release in the new year. You know, we're wanting to push shows. This thing with the Grammys, who knows what's going to happen? You know.
Yeah. A game changer for you.
It could be a huge game changer. Really. And you know, even if we don't get a nomination, just to have that accolade of being considered is great for us. So you know, we want to just have a constant stream of new material that we're releasing every couple of months and get out and do as many shows as we can. We're looking at doing some pre-recorded and some live stream shows that we're talking to some companies about. So we're just aiming to get out there as much as we can.
I can't wait to get the next single out already.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait.
Do you have a date for the new single?
Not specific.
Roughly around end of October. No date set. We're planning on going and doing a video. We're going to work with a guy called Matt Oak Productions, and we're going to get a video sorted for that. And we're aiming for end of October, but we're also, you know, with the kind of band that we'd much rather have everything nailed and release it rather than stick to our own deadline and rush it out.
Yeah, it all depends on the music video, really. So
the tour you mentioned with the Rocket Dolls, the Art of Disconnect tour, will that still be going ahead next year?
I have a feeling that the guys are looking at rescheduling all of their dates. You know, they're a hard-working band, and they tour a lot, and I know that they've got us collared for any shows that they can get us on. So yes is the answer. When, we have no idea.
Well, we'll keep an eye out, and you know, all being well, we'll see you on tour with Rocket Dolls.
Sure.
I can't wait to hear your next single and find out about these nominations. Very exciting.
Yeah.
You know, it's something James and I have worked in the music industry for a long, long time. You know, we've both got history with other bands, and we've certainly gone through it a couple of times. So for us to be at this place where we're excited about a new project and having something like the Grammys, you know, give us that kudos. I think it just lights even more of a fire up under us. So
yeah. No, that's a really good thing. So you know, you've got a great attitude, a great sound. So you know, the ingredients are there.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Yeah. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing a lot more from you.
Awesome.
Great.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bye.
This is rock and roll. Bang out to my